Welcome back. I'm Pratap here. Today is the 28th January 2025. In this video, I'm going to generate different supply demand zone reports useful to the premium subscribers. Even before that, please understand, all of you please understand, we are providing complete free training on supply demand zone price action. You might be knowing the cost of the training is over 8,000 US dollars, but it is a completely free training. You can access all the training lessons at our NeoStock YouTube channel. At our channel homepage, please click on the tab Posts. Some of you might be seeing the tab Community. Click on the tab, you get access to this post. This post is having a YouTube playlist link that will take you to the training lessons. Just click on the link. Now we are at Supply Demand Zone Price Action course YouTube playlist. Now you can access all the training lessons. You need to start your training from lesson 1.1. So you need to scroll down to the bottom of the page, and also you should learn all these lessons according to the training instructions mentioned at our Telegram channel. You can find the instructions in the pinned messages at our Telegram channel. And also please understand, all these lessons are placed in an order, so that you can easily focus one by one on all these lessons and you can strengthen your skills related to supply demand zone price action. I provided Telegram channel's link, our channel link in this video description. So you can access from this video description and join at our Telegram channel. It will be helpful to you. Now let's get into the report generation. I'm going to generate stocks near demand and supply zones for different time frames, and also from yearly time frame to daily time frame. I'm also going to generate stocks where price closed inside the demand and supply zones. So let me start with the yearly time frame. Price closed inside the yearly demand zone. We got 4 stocks. I'm giving you only few seconds time to watch the report. So I request you pause the video, study the report, and then you can proceed to the next report. In case if you does not understand the structure of this report, I request you complete our training lesson 21.1. That is part 1 of lesson 21. In that video, I have explained each and every column, their values, abbreviations in detail. Okay, next. Yearly time frame. Price closed inside the yearly supply zone. No stocks are available. Next time frame is half yearly. Stocks near half yearly demand zone. We got 1 stock. Next half yearly time frame. Stocks near half yearly supply zone. We got 1 stock. Next half yearly time frame, price closed inside the half yearly demand zone. We got 9 stocks. Next half yearly time frame, price closed inside the half yearly supply zone. We got 2 stocks. Okay, next time frame is quarterly. Stocks near quarterly demand zone. 5 stocks are filtered. Next quarterly time frame, price closed in stocks near quarterly supply zone. We got 2 stocks. Next quarterly time frame, price closed inside the quarterly demand zone. We got 37 stocks. So first 23 stocks in the list. I am scrolling the list down. 37 stocks are filtered. We can further reduce this list by setting high probability parameter EMA Confluence. Quarterly demand zone having quarterly EMA Confluence filter I am setting. Quarterly demand zone having quarterly EMA Confluence, and also trend in quarterly time frame should not be sideways, because EMA Confluence does not give any advantage if the trend is sideways. EMA Confluence works only in the trending market, that is up or down trends. So let me filter. See, now the list is come down to 21, and all these 21 quarterly demand zones are having quarterly EMA Confluence. Okay, next, quarterly time frame. Price closed inside quarterly supply zone. We got 4 stocks. Let's verify how many of these quarterly supply zones are having quarterly EMA Confluence. Quarterly time frame. Quarterly supply zone having quarterly EMA Confluence filter is enabled, and trend on the quarterly time frame should not be sideways. It can be up or down. So these 2 stocks are filtered. Both these 2 quarterly supply zones are having quarterly EMA Confluence. The next time frame is monthly. Stocks near monthly demand zone. We got 12 stocks. Next, monthly time frame. Stocks near monthly supply zone. We got 7 stocks. Next, monthly time frame. Price closed inside the monthly demand zone. We got 49 stocks. So first 19 stocks in the list. I am scrolling the list down. So total 49 stocks are filtered. We can further reduce this list by setting the high probability parameter EMA Confluence for the for the monthly demand zone. So in the EMA Confluence at monthly time frame, I am setting the filter monthly demand zone having monthly EMA Confluence, and trend on the monthly time frame should be either up or down. Let's filter. Now the list is reduced to 24 stocks, and the first 21 stocks in the list. I am scrolling the list down. So total 24 stocks are filtered. Okay, next, monthly time frame. Price closed inside the monthly supply zone. We got 6 stocks. So out of these 6, how many are having monthly EMA Confluence? Let's verify. So in the EMA Confluence monthly time frame, I am setting the filter monthly supply zone having monthly EMA Confluence, trend on the monthly time frame up or down. Let's filter. We got 2 stocks, and both these monthly supply zones are pierced supply zones. Okay, next time frame is weekly. Stocks near weekly demand zone. Total we got 19 stocks. So first 16 stocks in the list. I am scrolling the list down. So total 19 stocks are filtered near to the weekly demand zone. Because list is big, let's verify how many of these weekly demand zones are having weekly EMA Confluence. So in the EMA Confluence at weekly time frame, I am setting the filter weekly demand zone having weekly EMA Confluence, and the trend on the weekly time frame should be up or down. With these filters, we did not get any stocks. Okay, next, weekly time frame. Stocks near weekly supply zone, we got 12 stocks. Let's verify how many of these stocks are having weekly supply zones having weekly EMA Confluence. So in the EMA Confluence weekly time frame, weekly supply zone having weekly EMA Confluence, and the trend on the weekly time frame, it should be up or down. Let's filter. We got 3 stocks. These 3 weekly supply zones are having weekly EMA confluence. Okay, next weekly time frame. Price closed inside the weekly demand zone. We got a big list. So 81 stocks are filtered. First 16 stocks in the list. For the reference purpose, I am scrolling the list down. So out of these 81, how many are having weekly EMA confluence? Let's verify it. Weekly demand zones having weekly EMA confluence. I am enabling that filter. Weekly demand zone with weekly EMA confluence. And trend on weekly time frame can be up or down. So with these filters, we got 12 stocks. Out of 81, we got only 12 stocks. So these 12 weekly demand zones are having weekly EMA confluence. And some of these weekly demand zones are, few of these weekly demand zones are pierced zones. You can apply pierced zone strategy on those concepts, on those zones. Okay, next, weekly time frame. Price closed inside weekly supply zone. We got 14 stocks. Out of these 14 weekly supply zones, how many are having weekly EMA confluence? Let's verify. EMA confluence, weekly time frame, weekly supply zone having weekly EMA confluence filter is enabled, and trend on weekly time frame should be either up or down. With these filters, we got 7 stocks. All these 7 stocks are having weekly EMA confluence. The supply zones having weekly EMA confluence. So this is about weekly time frame. Next time frame is a daily. Entry time frame daily. Let us find the stocks near daily demand zone. We got 8 stocks. Let us identify high liquidity daily demand zones from this list. Nifty auto indices, so we don't trade. Laurus Labs is having a high liquidity daily demand zone. That's it. We have only one high liquidity daily demand zone from this list. But it is a 14/11/2024. Okay, 14/11, fine. So we have data is available. 2023 we won't get 5 minutes data in TradingView. Okay, next, daily time frame. Let us find the stocks near daily supply zone. We got 9 stocks. Out of these 9, how many supply zones are having high liquidity zones? Let us verify. Marico is having a high liquidity daily supply zone. MGL is having a high liquidity zone. That's it. We have identified 2 high liquidity daily supply zones from this list. Okay. Next, for daily time frame, let us find the stocks where price closed inside daily demand zone. We got 66 stocks. Out of these 66, before we filter EMA confluence, let me scroll the list down for our reference purpose. So total 66 stocks where price closed inside the daily demand zone. So we can further filter this list by setting the high probability parameter daily demand zone having daily EMA confluence. So in the EMA confluence daily time frame, I am enabling the filter daily demand zone having daily EMA confluence, and a trend and daily time frame should be up or down. Let's filter. Now the list is come down to 4. Instead of 66 stocks, 4 stocks are filtered. And out of 4, 3 are pierced demand zones. And all these demand zones are having daily EMA confluence. Okay, next, for daily time frame, let us find the stocks where price closed inside the daily supply zone. We got 22 stocks. And the first 15 stocks in the list. Scrolling the list down. Okay, out of these 22, how many of these daily supply zones are having daily EMA confluence? Let us verify. So in the EMA confluence at a daily time frame, I am setting the filter daily supply zone having daily EMA confluence, and the trend on the daily time frame I am setting up or down. With these filters, we got 9 stocks. All these 9 daily supply zones are having daily EMA confluence, and also the current price closed inside the daily zones, supply zones. So this is about daily time frame. Next time frame is 125 minutes. Stocks near 125 minutes demand zone. We got 16 stocks. So first 15 stocks in the list. I am scrolling the list down. So total 16 stocks are filtered. Okay, next 125 minutes time frame, stocks near 125 minutes supply zone. 9 stocks are filtered. Okay, next time frame is 75 minutes. Entry time frame 75 minutes. Let us find the stocks near 75 minutes demand zone. We got 13 stocks. Let us verify high liquidity demand zones from this list. Colpal is having a high liquidity zone. Paytm is having a 75 minutes high liquidity zone. That's it. We have identified 2 high liquidity, high priority, high liquidity demand zones from this list. Because HLQ zone strategy, you have to use high priority, high liquidity zones to claim 80% success rate. Okay, next 75 minutes time frame. Let us find the stocks near 75 minutes supply zone. 14 stocks are filtered. Let us identify the high liquidity zones. NIFTY oil and gas not listed in F&O. NIFTY PSU bank not listed in F&O. We don't have any 75 minutes high liquidity supply zones from this list. Okay. So these are the high liquidity zones. So next time frame is 25 minutes. Stocks near 25 minutes demand zone. 8 stocks are filtered. Next 25 minutes time frame, stocks near 25 minutes supply zone. We got 20 stocks. First 15 stocks in the list. Scrolling the list down. Okay, 20 stocks near the 25 minute supply zone. Next time frame is 15 minutes. Stocks near 15 minutes demand zone, we got 11 stocks. Out of these 11, how many are having ITF demand zone confluence? Let us verify. That is 15 minutes demand zone confluence with 75 minutes demand zone. I am enabling the filter. With this filter, out of 11, we got 6 stocks. Out of these 6, a few stocks are already 1, 2, 3. 3 15 minutes demand zones are already pierced, so they may not be useful. Unless institutions create a new order flow exactly within the pierced demand zones. Today, HLQ zone analysis, we have seen a such kind of example, L&T. We got the trade, successful trade. Okay, next, 15 minutes time frame, stocks near 15 minutes supply zone. We got 5 stocks. Let's verify how many of these supply zones are having ITF confluence. That is 15 minute supply zone with 75 minute supply zone confluence. I am enabling this filter. With this filter, out of 5, we got 3 stocks. So that means all these 15 minute supply zones are part of the 75 minute supply zone. Part means they are overlapped. That is what zone confluence. Okay, next time frame is 5 minutes. Stocks near 5 minutes demand zone. We got 7 stocks. Out of these 7, how many are having ITF confluence? Let's verify. 5 minutes demand zone with 15 minutes demand zone confluence. I am enabling the filter. We got 5 stocks. And it is a pierced zone, and remaining stocks you can make use if they are as per your trade plan. Okay, next 5 minutes time frame, stocks near 5 minutes supply zone. We got 9 stocks. Out of these 9, how many are having ITF supply zone confluence? Let's verify. 5 minute supply zone with 15 minute supply zone confluence. I am enabling the filter. 4 stocks are filtered. LTF, ITF, supply zone confluence. That is 5 minutes and 15 minutes. Supply zone confluence. So this is about stocks near demand and supply zones for different time frames. Next, we will generate a NIFTY and BANKNIFTY supply demand zone chain. Let me start with NIFTY. Generating a monthly supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. NIFTY monthly supply demand zone chain. Always look into the zone column to find the high liquidity zones. Look into the pierced column to find the pierced zones. Always look into the LTF trend to find the trend of the current time frame you have selected. And apply the same rules for the remaining supply demand zone chain reports. Okay, next. Weekly supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. Next, daily supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. Next, 125 minutes supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. Next, 75 minutes supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. Next, 25 minutes supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. Next, 15 minutes supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. Next 5 minutes 15 minutes supply demand zone. I'm regenerating again because all these are all supply zones. We need demand zones also, right? So this is the nearest demand zone to the current closing price. Let me put it in the middle, so that above you have all supply zones, below you have all the demand zones. Serial number 33 and 34 are nearest demand and supply zones to the current closing price. Okay. Next, 5 minutes supply demand zone chain for Nifty. All these are all supply zones. So I'm scrolling the list down. So 50 is the nearest demand zone to the current closing price. Let me put it in the same middle. Okay, now below all are demand zones, above all are supply zones. So this is about Nifty supply demand zone chain. Next, BANKNIFTY supply demand zone chain. That is nothing but Nifty Bank, generating monthly supply demand zone chain for BANKNIFTY. Next, weekly supply demand zone chain for BANKNIFTY. Next, daily supply demand zone chain for BANKNIFTY. Next, 125 minutes supply demand zone chain for BANKNIFTY. Next, 75 minutes supply demand zone chain for BANKNIFTY. Next, 25 minutes supply demand zone chain for BANKNIFTY. Next, 15 minutes supply demand zone chain for BANKNIFTY. 22 is the most recent, nearest demand zone to the current closing price. I'm scrolling the list down. Okay. So below all are demand zones, above all are supply zones. Okay, next 5 minutes supply demand zone chain for BANKNIFTY. So let me scroll the list down. 32nd is the demand zone. Let me put it in the center. Okay. '31 and 32 serial number, they are the nearest to the current closing price. So this is about BANKNIFTY supply demand zone chain. Next, I will generate bullish and bearish trade setups for different income trades. First, bullish trade setup for monthly income trade, entry zone, demand zone. Bullish or bearish trade setup at daily time, monthly income trade entry time frame is daily. So in bullish or bearish trade setup at daily time frame, entry time frame, I am selecting bullish. Zone achievement, violated opposing zone, minimum odd enhancer score 12. With these filters, we got 6 stocks. Currently, these 6 stocks are supporting bullish trade setup for monthly income trade. And these entry time frame zones are daily demand zones. Out of these 6 daily demand zones, we can further filter by setting high probability parameters. Already some of these zones are already high liquidity zones. Apart from that, zone confluence. 2 filters we have to use. First filter, LTF ITF demand zone confluence. That is a daily and weekly demand zone confluence. That means daily zone should be part of the weekly zone or overlapped with the weekly zone. We have 4 stocks. Daily zone overlapped with weekly zone. And weekly trend is uptrend because the daily is part of weekly. If weekly zone is having, demand zone is having weekly EMA confluence, those stocks are even more high probability trade setup supported stocks. That's why EMA confluence, weekly time frame, because the daily is part of weekly. I am selecting the filter, weekly demand zone having weekly EMA confluence. We got 1 stock. So this is even more high probability trade setup supported stocks. Okay, next we will filter based on LTF, ITF and HTF demand zone confluence. That is a daily, weekly, monthly demand zone confluence. I am removing EMA filter. In the demand zone confluence, we should set 3 filters. First filter is already enabled, daily with weekly. Next, daily demand zone with monthly demand zone confluence. Weekly demand zone with monthly demand zone confluence. With all the 3 filters enabled, we got 2 stocks. Let's verify if the first one is having a monthly EMA confluence. In the EMA confluence, monthly time frame, monthly demand zone having monthly EMA confluence, and the trend on the monthly time frame should be uptrend but not sideways. So JK Cement is filtered, so it is even more high probability trade setup supported daily demand zone. So this is a bullish trade setup for monthly income trade. Next, bearish trade setup for monthly income trade. Entry time frame daily, entry zone supply zone. In bullish or bearish trade setup at a daily time frame, I am selecting bearish. Zone achievement violated opposing zone. Minimum odd enhances score 12. Both filters are applied to daily supply zone. We got 3 stocks. These 3 are supporting bearish trade setup for monthly income trade, and entry time frame zones are daily supply zones. Out of these 3 daily supply zones, let us verify the more high probability trade setup supported zones. Already all 3 are high liquidity zones. Apart from zone confluence also, let us apply. In the zone confluence, that is supply zone confluence, we need to set the filter daily supply zone having confluence with weekly supply zone, LTF, ITF supply zone confluence. We got 2 stocks. Out of these 2, we can identify even more high probability setup supported because the ITF trend is down. ITF means weekly, and the daily zone is part of the weekly zone in both these stocks. So that's why in the weekly EMA confluence, I am setting weekly supply zone having weekly EMA confluence stocks. Both are filtered. So both these daily supply zones are even more high probability trade setup supported zones. Next, let us look for LTF, ITF, HTF supply zone confluence. Removing EMA filter. In the supply zone confluence, I should set 3 filters. First filter is already enabled, daily with weekly zone confluence. Next, daily supply zone with monthly supply zone confluence. Weekly supply zone with monthly supply zone confluence. With all the 3 filters enabled, we got 1 stock. So in this stock, daily zone is part of the weekly zone, both together part of the monthly zone. And monthly trend is sideways. So if we no need to look for EMA confluence because it does not give any advantage. Okay, this is about bearish trade setup for monthly income trade. Next, bullish trade setup for weekly income trade. Entry time frame 75 minutes. Entry zone, demand zone. Bullish or bearish trade setup. At 75 minutes entry time frame, I am selecting bullish. And this 75 minutes demand zone should not be pierced. So in the pierced count parameter at 75 minutes time frame, I'm setting minimum value 0, maximum value 0, zone achievement violated opposing zone, minimum odd enhancer score 12. All three filters are applied to 75 minutes demand zone. Let's filter. We got two stocks. Currently these two stocks are supporting bullish trade setup for weekly income trade, and entry time frame zones are 75 minutes demand zones. And out of these two 75 minutes demand zone, high probability setups let us add. Already they are high liquidity zones. Apart from that, we are adding zone confluence. So first filter is LTF and ITF demand zone confluence. That is 75 minutes and a daily demand zone confluence. So I enable the filter. With this filter, we got both the stocks. And both the stocks having ITF trend is uptrend. If any of these stocks are having a ITF EMA confluence, ITF is a daily, they are even more high probability trade setup supported stocks. Let's verify. In the EMA confluence, daily time frame, daily demand zone having daily EMA confluence filter is enabled, and we got one stock. This is even more high probability trade setup supported stock. This is based on LTF, ITF confluence and ITF EMA confluence. Next we will look for LTF, ITF, HTF zone confluence. I am removing this EMA filter. In the demand zone confluence, three filters we have to set. First filter is already enabled, 75 with daily zone confluence. Second filter, 75 minutes demand zone with weekly demand zone confluence. Third filter, daily demand zone with weekly demand zone confluence. With all the three filters, we got two stocks. And both these stocks, HTF trend is uptrend, that is weekly trend. So that we can look for weekly demand zone having weekly EMA confluence. So in the EMA confluence at a weekly time frame, I am enabling the filter. Weekly demand zone having weekly EMA confluence. With this filter, we got one stock. So this is even more high probability trade setup supported 75 minutes demand zone. But it is there inside daily, both together inside the weekly. And that weekly is having weekly EMA confluence, weekly demand zone. Okay, this is bullish trade setup for weekly income trade. Next, bearish trade setup weekly income trade, entry time frame 75 minutes, entry zone is supply zone. In bullish or bearish trade setup at 75 minutes time frame, I am selecting bearish, and this 75 minute supply zone should not be pierced. So in the pierced count at 75 minutes time frame, I am setting minimum value 0, maximum value 0. Zone achievement violated opposing zone, minimum odd enhancer score 12. All three filters are applied to 75 minute supply zone. We got 12 stocks. Currently these 12 stocks are supporting bearish trade setup for weekly income trade. Entry time frame is 75 minutes demand zones, entry zones. In all these 75 minutes demand zones, some of these zones are high liquidity zones, the demand zones. Apart from that, we can add more high probability for these stocks by checking zone confluence. First filter is LTF, ITF demand zone confluence. LTF, ITF supply zone confluence. So in the supply zone confluence, I am enabling the filter 75 minute supply zone with daily supply zone confluence. With this filter, now the list is come down to 7 stocks. In these 7 stocks, the 75 minute supply zone is overlapped with the daily supply zone. And the daily supply zone is having daily EMA confluence. They are even more high probability trade setup supported stock because daily trend is down in all these stocks, ITF trend. Let's verify. In the EMA confluence at a daily time frame, I am setting the filter daily supply zone having daily EMA confluence. With this filter, we got 3 stocks. So these 3 stocks are even more high probability trade setup supported stocks. Okay, next let us look for LTF, ITF and HTF supply zone confluence. I am removing ITF specific EMA filter. So in the supply zone confluence, 3 filters we have to set. First one is already enabled, that is 75-minute supply zone with daily supply zone confluence. Second filter, 75-minute supply zone with weekly supply zone confluence. Third filter, daily supply zone with weekly supply zone confluence. With all the 3 filters, we got 4 stocks. In these 4 stocks, these 75 minutes supply zones are part of the daily supply zone. Both together again part of the weekly supply zone. And weekly trend is down for the second and third stocks. In second and third, if any of the stocks are having weekly EMA confluence, they are even more high probability trade setup supported stocks. Let's verify. In the EMA confluence, weekly time frame, weekly supply zone having weekly EMA confluence, and trend on weekly time frame should be downtrend because it is a bearish trade setup. So with these filters, we got 2 stocks. So these 2 stocks are even more high probability trade setup supported stocks. So this is bearish trade setup for weekly income trade. Next, bullish trade setup for daily income trade. Entry time frame is 15 minutes. Entry zone is demand zone. In bullish or bearish trade setup at 15 minutes time frame, I am selecting bullish. And these 15 minutes demand zone should not be pierced. So in the pierced count parameter, at 15 minutes time frame, I am setting minimum value 0, maximum value 0. Zone achievement violated opposing zone, minimum odd enhancer score 12. All 3 filters are applied to 15 minutes demand zone. Now let's filter the stocks. So currently there are no stocks, bullish trade setup, daily income trade supported stocks are available. Currently no stocks. Okay. Next, bearish trade setup for daily income trade. Entry time frame 15 minutes. Entry zone is supply zone. And in bullish or bearish trade setup at 15 minutes time frame, I am selecting bearish. And all the 3 filters what we said earlier, they are applied to 15 minutes supply zone. Now we got 20 stocks. First 15 stocks in the list. I am scrolling the list down. And all these 20 stocks are currently supporting bearish trade setup for daily income trade. And entry time frame zones are 15 minute supply zones. Out of these 20, 15 minute supply zones, some are already having a high probability based on high liquidity zones. We can also further add more high probability based on the zone confluence. First filter is LTF and ITF supply zone confluence. Let's verify. That is 15 minute supply zone with 75 minute supply zone confluence. I am enabling the filter. With this filter, from 20 stocks, we got 19 stocks. Almost all are filtered. Okay, we can further filter this list based on the EMA confluence. Because 75 minutes trend is down in all these stocks, ITF trend. So if the ITF supply zone is having daily EMA confluence, they are even more high probability trade setup supported stocks. Let's verify. Because if 15 minute zone is part of the 75 minute supply zone, so that's why we are setting EMA confluence on 75 minutes instead of 15 minutes. Now this 75 minute supply zone should have daily EMA confluence. With this filter, we got 3 stocks. So these 3 are even more high probability trade setup supported 15 minute supply zones. Okay, next we will further filter based on LTF, ITF, HTF supply zone confluence. I am removing EMA filter. In the supply zone confluence, we should set 3 filters. First filter is already enabled. That is a 15 minute supply zone with what happened? earlier where we set the filter. I think something wrong happened. What I do, I will repeat this once again. First, let us look for LTF, ITF supply zone confluence. Oh, I'm sorry, it is already there. Sorry for my mistake. Already we set first filter, so no need to repeat. 15-minute supply zone and 75 is already set in the previous report, so it is available. Next, second filter is 15-minute supply zone with daily supply zone confluence is enabled, and 75-minute supply zone with daily supply zone is enabled. With all the three filters, LTF, ITF, HTF supply zone confluence, we got 5 stocks. That means in all these 5 stocks, these 15-minute supply zones are part of the 75-minute supply zones, and both together part of the daily supply zone, and daily trend is down in only 2 stocks. And if those 2 stocks, if any of them are having daily EMA confluence, they are even more high probability trade setup supported stocks. Let's verify. In the EMA confluence at a daily time frame, why daily? Because the 15 minutes entry time frame supply zone is part of the 75-minute supply zone, both together part of the daily supply zone. That's why we are looking for daily supply zone having daily EMA confluence. And the trend, because it is bearish trade setup, trend on the daily time frame for HTF should be downtrend while setting EMA confluence. So with these filters, we got 1 stock. So this supply zone is even more high probability trade setup supported stock. So this is a daily income trade bearish trade setup. And final report, let us generate stop buffers based on daily ATR. So first 17 in this list are indices, remaining all are equity stocks. I am scrolling the list down, whichever the stock you want to refer, there you please pause the video, after that you can proceed. Okay, I am scrolling the list down. So this is the end of the report. Hope this information will be useful to you for your further study and analysis. Let's all meet again in our next video. Thank you.